Today, investors are turning tail. Bitcoin's value plummeting to a low at, she said, 54.25 each overnight, a stunning 77% decline, recovering to just over $73 now. Bitcoin still making money for investors who got early, though. Its recent rise, fueled by demand from investors looking for a place to stash cash during the Cyprus crisis.
Maybe it's a little bit shady.
Well, you know, if I had a Bitcoin and I was paying you in Bitcoins, they could basically look at our account numbers, but it has nothing to do with our identity. So you can buy things again with no one knowing.
We don't even know who invented this,
no,
right? There's some rumors that it's this Japanese guy, but they're saying no, that he's a fake name. It was a pseudonym. You're literally putting real money onto a system that we don't even know who created it.
No, not at all. It's kind of an amazing story.
It really is.
You're a consultant, a Bitcoin consultant, and as you point out, there's been some quite a spread in how this story is being reported. And it invites quite a passionate response.
Why do you believe there are risks in using?
Oh, you're following me so far, right? Yeah, it's amazing. You just keep watching, just 5 minutes more.
Bitcoins. Well, when you think about money, first I have to give Bitcoin creators credit. At least they know enough not to trust fiat money that's controlled by our government. But they're trying to reinvent the wheel, and they've come up with a flat tire. We already have a perfect, real form of money, and it's called gold. Money has to have 4 elements. It has to be very rare, indestructible, divisible without losing its purchasing power, and cannot be increased by fiat. And Bitcoins fail on the first 2. They are not rare, and they are very much destructible.
What's the value of one Bitcoin?
I mean, I think right now one Bitcoin goes for about $110. And I think
trading.
Is this getting any traction in markets then, Jeff?
Well, yeah, absolutely it is. I mean, it has quintupled in value over the last year. Just since the Cyprus thing came up, it's up over 20%. Or over the last month, or about a couple months, it's up over 40%. So it's actually getting some visibility out there. Again, you can go online and go to places where Bitcoins are accepted, and there are dozens of places. No websites that you would actually that you know, if I said them, oh yeah, I know that, but it's just going to be very interesting to see just how much this catches on. It just sounds so silly, but maybe it's not.
Well, David, do you want to get paid in Bitcoins?
Can you buy something with gold?
David, you want to get paid in Bitcoins?
No, I don't want to get paid in U.S. dollars, but in the same sense, I don't want to get paid in gold either.
David, how much of your wealth will you place in Bitcoins? What percentage would you?
I believe that for any sort of a highly diversified portfolio, something like Bitcoin is going to play an increasing role.
But it could be wiped out in a nano. If it is widely promulgated, and the exponential increase of someone trying to hack it, because there'll be many more people trying to hack it, goes up.
Well, I guess you're assuming that merely that because you can theorize the possibility that's going to happen. I would say the reason that there is $1 billion of value in it is because it's been carefully analyzed.
Your purchasing power can be wiped out in a nanosecond, and that's why it would never be widely accepted in this country.
I hear you say that, but that doesn't make it true. And I think that there are people who spend a lot of time on this that might know this topic maybe a bit more and who believe in it. And I guess I would say that there are
percentage of Americans. I have an IT department when they went through this, and they said I would never trust this. So if my IT department isn't going to trust it, it's not going to be widely accepted.
We got to get some Bitcoins over to Cyprus. That's for sure.
Don't try to
Kevin, thank you very much.
Buy gold instead.
We'll see you soon, guys. We'll be watching that story.
There's a new currency that's growing in popularity. It's even being called the future of money. The Bitcoin isn't controlled by a government or a central bank. It's a completely virtual currency that's traded on the internet, but it can create very real wealth.
Standard PC, but it has a high-end graphics card.
Terry Floyd is known as a Bitcoin miner.
The blue thing in there.
He and tens of thousands like him around the world use their upgraded home computers to do the communal accounting, to double-check every transaction.
0456.
In return, he's rewarded with some brand new Bitcoin every now and again. His wallet's now worth thousands of dollars for helping to secure the system.
All right, now hang on. I want to go. It's a hot topic on Wall Street right now. It's very interesting. Digital money called Bitcoin. I can't resist doing this. Digital money called Bitcoin. But the value of this money is like totally unpredictable. It fluctuates from $20 a unit to $260 a unit and all the way back down. In fact, today, trading was halted. So how do you know to make Bitcoin real money? How can we make Bitcoin real money? I have a very simple solution, Larry, because I like this digital money. Link it to gold. Bitcoin, digital money, link it to gold. You've got an alternative currency to the dollar and all the Fed shenanigans, and I think that would be totally cool.
Well, that was the amazing dynamic, was the weakness in gold this last 10 days and the birth explosion of Bitcoin. I heard an interesting story. One of my good friends had some Bitcoin a couple of years ago. He was going through a divorce, $2,000 or $3,000 worth. He put it on one of his PCs, okay? He had like 10 PCs. He's lost the Bitcoin. And on Monday, he calls, it's worth $26,000. He lost, in other words, Bitcoin was actually, the file was on a PC and he couldn't find it.
Oh, I see.
By the time I called me today, it was almost in tears because the Bitcoin value was down 50, 60%.
But if they linked it, I mean, to serve as a medium of exchange and an investment store of value, if they link this digital money, which I like it as an alternative currency. I'm a Hayekian. I like alternative money.
They changed name. We call it the Bitcoin. Call it the Hayek.
All right, call it the Hayek. That's exactly right. Make it legal tender, link it to gold, and then you can trade it, and it'll have staying power on all these transactions. They actually could do this. This is the Winklebosses, by the way. the guys who went up against Mark Zuckerberg.
That's a good housekeeping seal of approval.
Well, those guys have had their ups and downs, but I think they may have something.
To me,
What do you think about
conceptually, it makes sense, and then I'd short it like I like to short gold because I don't know what the intrinsic value is. I don't know what the intrinsic value of Bitcoins are. To me, it smells like Ponzi scheme and the greater fool theory right now.
It has no moneyness.
Not know the intrinsic value. Most people understand what it is.
There has to be a moneyness of money in order to do this kind of thing, and they don't have it. That's why I suggested the gold play.
But Nick Collis of Convergex Group still sees value in Bitcoins and calls it gold for nerds. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Nick. So gold for nerds? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what I basically mean is that gold is a finite supply, and people for many thousands of years have found gold valuable. And Bitcoin is somewhat the same way, although obviously newer. It has the additional benefit of eventually being a transaction mechanism to make global commerce a lot more efficient as well. So there's multiple ways to look at it.
Hold on a second. I'm going to explain exactly what Bitcoin does. I give my real dollars to Bitcoin, and I establish a Bitcoin virtual currency account. That's how it works. I can then use my virtual Bitcoin currency to buy anything I want online, including guns, drugs, or anything else. You got the picture? Now we find that we've got a couple of a couple of incidents here. But people do actually buy things online using Bitcoin. I've got a father and son from Austin, Texas. They bought a 2007 Porsche for 300 Bitcoins. That's about $39,000. A Canadian man listed his 2-bedroom bungalow for sale online. He's asking $400,000 or 5,750 Bitcoins. Charles, you like this. You think this is it's like gold to you?
I'm intrigued to buy it. I haven't put anybody in it. I'm still trying to learn about it. It's obviously pretty interesting because besides buying things, the big story, one of the bigger stories is
Oh, okay.
Bitcoins will be the ultimate store of value. In other words, they're going to make a limited amount of them because they've already done the computer modules, whatever, and it's going to be a certain amount, and that they will adjust. So ultimately, one Bitcoin, according to some, could be worth equivalent to $1 million.
Yeah, okay, that's the hype behind it. Yeah, that's the hype behind it.
Boy, it feels great to be a Bitcoin millionaire. I'm loving it. Bitcoin has absolutely triumphed as the dollar has crashed 90% against Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is set to take on the world and root out the banksters, as we sorely need. That's the economy. This is what their theory is. This is what the academics say. This is what the PhDs believe. This is what the neoliberal model suggests. But it's all a bunch of nonsense. Did I mention how good it feels to be a Bitcoin millionaire?
Yes. And how do you like this rain and snow and
the clouds are opening up to herald the arrival of Satoshi Cyberchrist. Christ is back, and he's got Bitcoin.
Okay, so that was interesting, right? Like very short 13 minutes videos of people like today, you know, calling it good, and people are still calling it no value thing, right? Can I see your hands? So yeah, one of the more reason of calling it zero is like people are still calling it zero. So that's what makes this BTCZ interesting. Now, let's talk about like this will keep going on, right? I mean, we will keep watching these videos, keep understanding things, but let's get into some real action. That is also very, very important. Everybody is waiting for it. Everyone is also waiting for what is the benefit for the ECN holders in BTCZ. So I will explain that later, the benefits, but first we talk about BTCZ. There's a huge benefits for the ECN holders, without a doubt. But let's talk about BTCZ, right? So we are ready to go. We're ready to go live. But in order to go live, we have to first think about how to market it, how to make this popular outside, make a couple of hundreds of thousands people witnessing the first Genesis block, understand how it's going to work. So we will launch it in the next like 3 weeks or 4 weeks maximum, because this is required for us to make this a big noise in the market about BTCZ. If you are interested, you are excited about it, and you are understanding these simple things, and if you are understanding that why it can be a top, can beat all the altcoins. I'm talking about Ethereum and everyone, because like I said, it's 100% decentralized entity with 100% supply intact to reward community through mining, right? And so what mining is, how mining gonna work, is mining legal in some of the countries, will it be a hardware mining, because it's very simple that there are no coins, right? So in order to get the first block, Genesis block mined to reward 50 BTCZ, like first halving, 50 Bitcoin zeros every 10 minutes, it has to be mined. I mean, the computation power is required to create the transaction hash and computation to solve the hash. So the first question is like, I understand in your mind is like, how are we gonna mine it? And the second question is like, whether it's gonna be accessible to everyone or only some of us. Or the third question is that how it gonna work on a pure blockchain-based system. So let's address the first point, which is mining Bitcoin. It has to be done by miners for sure. And so we talk about this part. So Bitcoin Z, definitely like Bitcoin can be mined by miners only, which has the computation power and which are basically having SHA-256 algorithms. Because, you know, Bitcoin, if you remember when I was talking to you about the transaction hash, I told you there are basically only two kinds of miners, two types of miners. One is SHA-256, SHA-256 miners, and the others are like script miners. For Ethereum and other things, there are script miners. So any SHA-256, SHA-256 miner can mine any currency which is on this algorithm, which is a proof of work algorithm, right? So Dodge, and there are many currencies, Bitcoin, other currencies, which are basically proof of work, SHA-256 miners. And then other are the script miners, which are basically going for the proof of stake mining. So as Bitcoin Z is a proof of work, it needs the computation power and it needs the SHA-256 algorithm miners to start mining it. So we are going to have SHA-256 miners, basically, which are going to mine Bitcoin Zero or any other currency out there, which are basically on SHA-256 support mining algorithm. Now, so this is clear that it requires miner. It requires SHA-256 miner, which has hash power, and which has this algorithm, and which has basically the computation power to validate the transaction hash or the block, you can say. So the next question is that how to buy them, or how to you can say is it legal everywhere, or how it's gonna work. So we are launching something which is very unique to metaverse and NFT world. So we are launching the first kind of SHA-256 NFT miners. Basically, it's green mining. You don't need to get a computer. They are SHA-256 algorithm based. Right now, like in 2010, Pentium for SHA-256 SHA-25th algorithm, Pentium for miners, which has hash power in it and which has computation power in it, which is going to provide computation to the block in order to validate the transaction hash. So these miners will be like I said, is SHA-256 algorithm-based NFT miners, which means you can get it on your wallet, you can get it on your MetaMask wallet, basically very easy to get it on MetaMask wallet. And these miners will be mining from day one the block, the first Genesis block of Bitcoin Zero. So so far, are you understanding me? The first kind of NFT miners, which the computation power to SHA-256 miners. So the name of the miners are SHA-256 miners, which are going to start mining the blockchain, and it will require, as electricity, it will require Z fuel, which is the consumption power which it is going to take in order to keep computing on blockchain and keep providing strength to blockchain and keep providing you can say validation to blockchain from Genesis block 1 to the eternity of blocks. So the first things are the miners and SHA-256 NFT miners, which everyone can take on their MetaMask wallet. And you will see NFT miners, SHA-256, and all this information on blockchain itself, the computation power, the hash power, and all those things. So the company who is creating the NFT miners, they are going to launch their NFT miners marketplace, where we will have in future more companies making NFT miners, which has SHA-256 algorithm system, and also probably a better miner like in Bitcoin, you have very good miners. I started from Pentium 4, then FPGA, then ASICs came to rule everything. ASICs miners, different ASICs miners from different companies, from Bitmain, from F2P, from Lumi, and many more. So there will be a marketplace where we're gonna have the SHA-256 algorithmic based Bitcoin Zero miners, where people can go, they can buy, and with time there will be many types of miners will come, which better hash power, which can make you get better results of Bitcoin Zero to your wallets. So a marketplace where it will be available. So there's a marketplace where SHA-256 NFT miners are going to be available with the computation power and hash power in it. You can see all these things online on blockchain as well, that how much hash power, how much computation power, and all those things, and different types. So with time, that's going to happen, and marketplace is going to be created. And on the other side, there is a provider for the Z fuels who are going to launch the Z fuel. It's like power, it's like megawatt, kilowatt, that kind of thing, from where it's like electricity house, where you're gonna get the Z fuels from, and you're gonna use that Z fuel, put it in your MetaMask miners NFT, because all on blockchain, and this whole tech is ready. So once you're gonna fuel your mining machine with the electricity or the consumption Z fuel, and so it will start mining the Bitcoin Zeros. So far, you're understanding the flow, right? how the flow is going to be. How many of you understand the flow so far? It's a big enough number, guys. So NFT marketplace where there will be algorithmic SHA-256 algorithm-based miners with the computation powers and hash powers. And since it is a marketplace in future, developers from different good background can also develop a better miner and go on the marketplace and get the users. A marketplace means that a user also has a marketplace. So let's say I have 100 miners and I want to sell 50 of my miners. I can also go on the marketplace and I can put my 50 miners on sale using my MetaMask wallet connected to the marketplace. So secondary market. For everyone, and primary market as well. So primary market where the providers of SHA-256 algorithm-based NFT miners, and the secondary market where users can also buy, sell from each other. So that's the NFT miners, which is required before the Genesis block is going to be created. So what is the cost for the NFT miners? How much the NFT miners cost, and how many you can buy, and all those things? These things are secondary. Because I want to mention something. I want to mention a very simple thing, that when Bitcoin came to existence, people were able to mine it from their home computers because not much, computation power required. Very early days, block 1, block 2, block 3 kind of thing, and then less computation power because of small transaction hashes with the small data in it, and less competition before mining become a commercialized business, when the big companies started making big farms and then installing thousands of the machine, making mining farms to make sure that they have a bigger computation power. If they have a bigger computation power, they can compute the blockchain, they can compute the block earlier. And if they can compute the block earlier, if they can because that is the block computation is what this block required. It gives you a mathematical complex mathematical problem to solve. So if you have a bigger computation power, you can solve it earlier. And if you solve it earlier, basically the rewards goes to you, and you create a new block yourself, and you provide a new transaction hash to it. And everybody from different sides are working on it. So before it came to the commercialization, when people started building farms to have a bigger computation power in order to get the results of to compute the problem faster to get the reward. Before that commercialization, because you have to understand, for first 1 or 2 years there was no value to Bitcoin. There was no exchange, there was no secondary market, and all those things. So it has zero value. That's why it's Bitcoin zero, no value. Before the name guy Luranze, I'm not getting the name exactly, who sold 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas, and the story started coming from there. So before that, it's like just turn on your computer, download Bitcoin client, which was Satoshi software, the algorithmic software, install the node, and just turn on your computer and provide power to the network. And if you do that, you get the rewards in the early days. So we, like I said, I'll make sure that we follow the same path. So what we are doing, we are from the miners, SHA-256 miners, we have purchased 150,000 miners, and we are going to give 150,000 miners through Airdrop to build the community on it without asking anything. And Airdrop means like free. Zero, you don't have to pay anything, and you can get it in your MetaMask wallet and just wait for the launch of the first Genesis block and get rewarded from the very first Genesis block mining. So 150,000 miners, they are going to be airdropped. Now, what is the procedure of claiming the airdrop? which we are going to start from today. How to claim the airdrop once the airdrop will be ready. So yes, there will be a SHA-256 NFT miners marketplace where people can go and buy as well. That will be launched as well before the first Genesis block, and there will be 150,000 miners airdrop as well. Like old days, everyone who had the computer already, they can mine it. Exciting? Nothing. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to, do some activities for that. So free, guys. First 150,000 miners are free for the people. So I have already spoken to a CoinMarketCap, and so around 80,000 miners of airdrop campaign will be on CoinMarketCap, which will give us a very huge community, because CoinMarket have more than 3 billion, you can say, widgets every month, and good impression ratio. So, and the biggest marketplace. I mean, 45th rank in Alexa in global rankings, and everybody widgets every day. It doesn't matter, me, you, or anyone. So the biggest marketplace makes sense for doing the airdrops. So the CoinMarketCap airdrop is what in the roadmap. It's not yet finished. I cannot say when it's going to happen, how soon it's going to happen, but it is already under discussion of doing airdrop through CoinMarketCap. The rest 50,000 miners. The rest 50,000 miners are basically have two different modules. One is 40,000 and one is 10,000. So what you have to do to participate in the 40,000 miners airdrop. So anyone, let me show you something before I talk about it. An article from 2010. Ready to see? Come on, guys, only exciting news, good news for you. It's like free miners. It's not about $1. It's about one miner, which will keep mining. Will give you, I don't know how many BTCs in your wallets, right? So let me share this piece of information with you. The core team of Bitcoin, apart from Satoshi Nakamoto, there were Hal Finney, there was Gavin Anderson, the other developers who've been very popular in this history. So the first transaction from Satoshi was made to Gavin Anderson. That was the first block. That was the Genesis block. When Satoshi sent the after Genesis block, that was the first transaction. So when Satoshi sent some Bitcoins to Gavin Anderson as the first transaction. So early back, in like 2010, it was like exciting journey when a website started giving away free Bitcoins to solve just the CAPTCHA in 2010. CAPTCHA, right? Find 3 boats, find 3 hills, motorcycle, and all those things. So anyone who used to come and just solve the CAPTCHA back in 2010, Gavin Anderson used to give 5 Bitcoin to everyone. And you can say, you can read here, American developer Gavin Anderson has donated over 19,700 Bitcoin for free in 2010 to users who simply solve a CAPTCHA. Anderson has launched the Bitcoin Faucet website back then and used to use the domain free Bitcoins, blah, 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 for the giveaway. And if you just see, the website, it was like free Bitcoin website, right? You can go there. It say what is Bitcoin? How do I get Bitcoin receiving wallet? I have got Bitcoin. How can I help? What is the catch? And if you see this, like, what is the catch? No catch. It's like, I want Bitcoin to be successful, so I created this little service to give you a few coins to start with. So it's like, why Gavin Anderson is giving free Bitcoin? what is he getting? What's the catch? So there was no catch. It was just like, because it was the early days. Everybody was not understanding the white paper, and then has no values. Like if you have something which has no value, you give it free, right? So like, yeah, free Bitcoins, and Gavin Anderson giving away the Bitcoins to people back then. I can share the link of this article. You guys can read and everything. So we will talk about, again, the algorithmic miners. So for the 40,000 algorithmic miners, so what process we are doing, by the way? We are collecting 150,000 white labeled wallet addresses. White labeled wallet addresses. When I say white labeled wallet address, it means it cannot be a bot. It has to be a real. It means it has to be a human, because it's very easy to create bots today, and you can create thousands of MetaMask wallet addresses without doing it manually. And you can get it. You can have thousands of miners without doing nothing. So it has to be a white labeled Bitcoin Zero wallet address, which means we have to filter the bots and the human, which means that what do we do when we go on websites say, please click I am human, and you solve CAPTCHA. Sometimes it asks you for calculations. Sometimes it asks you to, do something. Just show that you are human, you're not robot. So we are collecting 150,000 white label Bitcoin Zero addresses, which means we have to make sure that it is human, and also one address can receive only one miner. So it's not that one address can have more miners. Later on, you can have more miners on that address. You can buy from the marketplace, and you can have as many as you want. You can buy from people who have in the market. It's like the real mining. You can transfer from one place to the other place. It's on blockchain. Even the miners are on blockchain, so peer-to-peer, right? As an NFT, it's on blockchain. So that's the future of NFT. Let me just give 1 minute here. Future of NFT is taking in mining, because right now, if you buy some art worth $10 million, it's just a money laundering. It's just parking you money somewhere which has no value. So low value, high minting NFTs are the future, which people are going to get into. Well, we are not here to promote NFT. We are not here to promote the use cases of NFT. We are here to promote Bitcoin Zero. We are here to talk about the same fundamentals that Bitcoin has been talking about. So we are collecting 150,000 white label Bitcoin Zero, addresses. The campaign for CoinMarketCap, once the discussion will be over, everything will be set. We will announce. And anyways, so give me a second. So how to get the white label wallet addresses, what task has to be performed, and how to claim these miners who are going to help you mine a couple of, I don't know, how many, and hundreds of thousands or some of the Bitcoin Zeros and all those things. But it means that free for you to get ready for day one to mine the first Genesis block. So we're gonna have a Zoom day after tomorrow. I'll have the whole list of activities ready, where you can do those activities, and you can get these miners as an airdrop to your wallet. Last but not the least, there are 40,000 addresses which we are collecting through websites. So if you want to collect your miner, and you have to develop a community as well. It's not about only collecting your own miner. So anyone who will create a website, it just need to be a one-page website, which means, and your domain has to be at the end btc-g.org. It can start with anything. It can be my.btc- my btc-g.org. It can be Kern, btc-g.org. Everybody has a different name. You have different ideas. You can buy domains from for just $5, $10, $2, $3. It's a single page website. Define your activity on your website, which you want to do from people. You want them to go on social media, type about it, talk about it, and you can collect addresses from these people. So every website who is going to collect 100 addresses with the proof of activity, that website will be associated with our foundation website. And because we are going to create in next Zoom, we are going to talk about the Bitcoin Zero Foundation, where we will be having one CPU as one vote, because it's a proper decentralized system. I'm not a decision maker here. I cannot make any decision for the future. It will be on the voting basis, and every miner holder has one vote. So let's say I have 100 miners, I have 100 votes. If I have one miner, I have one vote, like one CPU, one vote in Bitcoin. So in my third Zoom, we will talk about the foundation part, where you can be a part of a foundation. You can take the decision on behalf of foundation in a voting system, and the organization will perform the same activity which major foundation it wants to do, like donation, miners donating Bitcoin zeros, like donation campaigns, and also marketing campaigns, where the foundation will share some of their Bitcoin zeros to have some treasury used for marketing and all those activities, the very same way it has started before. So I don't want to take much time here. I want to keep you excited with the Zoom. Create a website, which is one way of receiving your miner. Is create a website with any domain. It has to end with btc-g.org. Have a simple form on it. It's like one-day website you can create, and with some dollars, $5, $10, and provide your activity. Ask your people, because you are giving it to them for free, and you're just asking him to fill up this form, provide some activities, post it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, or retweet it, and all those things you can design yourself. I'm not going to tell you what you have to do yourself, and just start collecting the address. Any website collecting 100 address will be the white label website with us, and all the users of those websites will receive the miners for free. So this is something we have to finish in 3 weeks. So task for today, I don't know how many of you want to spend $10 to create your own website with bitcoinzero.org domain at end of it, and want to develop a community for Bitcoin Zero. People have done very hard work in the past, like Gavin Anderson giving away, just asking to solve the CAPTCHA to grow the community. All right, the other ways I'll talk about day after tomorrow. So exciting session today, my guys. We understood the flow, and we will see how it's going to work. Have a wonderful day ahead. See you day after tomorrow, 6 p.m. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
you.